Thank you, Mr. Aparup Chakraborty, for joining this meeting, and we are eagerly waiting to hear the valuable insights that you're going to explain in the next upcoming set of questions. What inspired you to draw into sports and physical sciences, and how has that path shaped your outlook in health, performance, and well being?
Well, interestingly, I will share you a small story. Uh, and obviously, like other kids, without any structure, cricket, football, or different sports, I was inclined towards sports from the very early days. I mean, I cannot remember the exact date and time because it came from within. So maybe since nursery or something like that. But somehow I managed to uh, see or visualize uh, myself to become a cricketer or do something for the society, following the path or something like that. I mean, and let me explain one small story. This 1992 World Cup, there was two different aspects that really um, close to my heart. One, so obviously, we all know the great Sachin Tendulkar's first World Cup in 1992, and obviously that feels something inspiring that a little boy wearing the India cap and and just the talk of the whole world. I mean, that's unbelievable. But that's 20%, but 80% is of a different story. When Mr. Imran Khan lifted the trophy in 1992 for Pakistan, and there was a small speech that I heard, I liked, but somehow it felt very different from different sportsmen. And gradually, when I become a little older, that speech somehow uh, got into my system, where he mentioned that the entire prize money he was donating, uh, rather than he was building a cancer hospital in his mother's name. And so we are used to sportsmen playing that particular discipline, sports, and then again retiring, then do some commentary or making a sports academy or an administrator. But that particular speech really inspired me, and that it's beyond sports. There is a life, and there's pain, and there is much more than this. It's larger than life, actually. So creating a cancer hospital. Maybe I think I was in class one or something like that, class one or two. But there was something different. And the man who just retired um, from the international cricket and came back and winning the trophy, not trophy, but winning the World Cup. And at the age of 42, that inspired me a lot. Yes. I'm not sure about whether this is the right platform for me to talk about Mr. Imran Khan and those are, but as a sportsman, I think that motivates me, still motivates me. Yeah. I'm not taking politics or something like that, but as a sportsman, as the great all-rounders on and off the field, I think that was very inspiring fact that I would like to mention. And your second part, I think everyone should be in any of the sports. I mean, whether you play badminton, cricket, football, any Olympic games, everything. I mean, sports changes the mentality, your perception, and again that I've mentioned, uh, no books in the world can obviously teach you practically. So sports is, I mean, when you play, uh, automatically you learn the basic things like discipline, dedication, how to follow your idol, and how to listen. So because um, we forget how to listen to people. We always talk as if we know everything. So through sports, this is very important that we learn first and then we implement. We learn from our coaches, then we implement on the ground. Here, ground means life, the battle of life. So I think there is a lot of similarity between life and sports because and I play cricket. So when you're facing a bowler, you absolutely don't know what the bowler is going to bowl. It can be outswing, it can be inswing, and whatever. So life is like the same thing. That you cannot predict the next moment. So you have to react accordingly. So I mean, a lot of different technical things I don't want to get into, but overall, physically and mentally, uh, you can be healthy, uh, and you have to involve in any sports.
Absolutely right, because sometimes people treat sports as stress busters. We see a lot of people just playing football or tennis or
Right.
anything of that sort of a thing when they really feel so stressful. So, sports is really relaxing people in a lot of ways too. Right. So, how do you take findings, be it from the lab or real life experiences, and turn them into practical gains for athletes, whether in exercise or rehabilitation or performance?
Yeah, just I mentioned earlier that whatever we learn in sports, we have to implement in life. Like just uh, just get you into the example. Like I'm also an football administrator now, so there is a concept and there is a project of All India Football Federation called Blue Cups. That's a baby league sort of. So in schools, we are providing them with an opportunity to play a tournament. 20 years ago, or even 10 years ago, we tend to have a cricket coaching or a football coaching. The coaches come and they give few theoretical sessions and lectures, and then the kids just pack their bag and just left for their home. But now, as this is a life skill, so it's more of a practical oriented rather than theoretical oriented. So through tournaments like baby league or online discipline, even in NBA juniors or something like that, through that tournament, uh, that particular individual learns a lot. Suppose again, I mentioned in my the first question as well. It's a continuation of that maybe that from real to reality. So that's very important for them to learn. And we don't instruct them as a coach, as an administrator. We just give them few situations so that they can resolve themselves. Because in life, it's no one to, I mean, obviously, we all know that life doesn't give a second chance. So to be very honest, if they are habituated with getting the solution by himself or herself, um, I think that's the best possible way of parenting or nourishing or the talent or mentoring the kids. So, um, if we get give them a situation like you have to, I mean, score a goal, we don't teach how to score. We just give them a situation, a match maybe, 5-a-side kids under 10, under 8. So they are smart enough uh, to understand the situation. They as if that's a battlefield. So they actually, you cannot imagine, honestly. They really performs well, and throughout the world it's happening. So let me share you a story about Lionel Messi. We all are fanatic about. I'm sure you are also about the Argentine captain. So he was first rejected by Barcelona because of his medical conditions. Later on, he came to Barcelona and he was very, I mean, not that great physique, but he was. thrown into a different situations. So he's not a tall person. So the head goes out of the equation, the heading in football, and I mean, so he just thought of getting something that's unique, that's dribbling, passing. So there's a technical aspects of football anyway. So what I meant to say that if we throw them in the situation, the kids are smart to get out of the situation, and that's the way. Um, that's a realistic and a practical experience, and that it's only through sports that's possible.
Wonderful. So, sports isn't just physical, it's deeply mental. So, how much weight do you give to psychology? Because it's whether staying composed under pressure or outsmarting an opponent. When you think about the performance, how important it is this mental health, especially in athletes.
Yeah, thanks for the question. Actually, it's absolutely a relevant question here because psychological part is 70 to 80% as for all the coaches, and it's scientifically proved. Because let me again give you a example from cricket, in Indian cricket. Vinod Kamli and Sachin Tendulkar, uh, talent-wise, they're really, really very close to each other. When I'm talking about 90s, in fact, Vinod Kamli was rated much more higher in Test cricket because he scored back-to-back double hundreds. So, and whether Sachin Tendulkar was uh, just getting out in 150 and 160s, Vinod Kamli could convert that into double hundreds. But sustainable, um obviously, the more mentally tough you are, the more sustainable. So Vinod Kambli's career from I think 1990 or 91 to is ended in 1996 or 1998 maximum. Whereas Sachin Tendulkar is one of the legends of not obviously not for India, but one of the legends of the game itself. So that shows that if you're mentally tough, mentally and disciplined, and again, I mean, obviously, discipline, if you're mentally tough, you can resist a few things, then you are disciplined. Then you can just focus, dedication, everything comes along with the mental health. So nowadays, I mean, the Indians, as an Indian, I think we have a lot of talents in districts, um, but they lack confidence. And once they come to Calcutta or the metro cities, Mumbai and different parts, somehow they feel they're not good enough, and that's the that's the mental part involvement is there. So I have few friends who's working with the mental toughness training, like Rinal Chakraborty is there, who is neuro-linguistic program specialist. That's a new term in Indian fraternity, NLP. So basically, we are working as an administrator. We are pushing these motivation speeches, and there are a lot of different aspects so that they uh, they become confident and they exactly know that the physical part or the technical part is just 30 to 40. The entire sustainability depends on your mental health, the psychological part, as you rightly mentioned. So sports psychology is now um, that should be inducted to every academies, every school, so that we can get a chunk of great good players and talented players, so that we can nourish in the later stage. So without sports psychologists, I don't think India can perform well in the Olympics. India can perform well in the different global stage, because the same person performing great in the national level is unable to um, transform or unable to perform in the broader stage. I mean, I don't think talent matters. It's all here. I mean, he or she is unable to convert that um, mental focus or different aspects. Again, I'm not going to elaborate in technical part, But um, the main story, yes, psychological part is the most essential part when it comes to sustainability and performing at the highest stage, like winning the Olympics and everything. The same person who winning Asian gold is unable to convert the same thing in the Olympics, like shooting. We, all along all these 3.5 years, we are brilliant in shooting and the other discipline. But when it comes to Olympic stage, we are underperforming. Why? So it's all about mental. So we need not a certified only sports psychologist, but a real sports psychologist who can really deal with the great athlete who can take them to the next level.
Wonderful insights that you have mentioned. So we see a lot of reels also that a person while doing the running race is left behind, but still they are persistently trying to win in the race, even though they are like a little bit back in that race too. And those people have really won the race as well. So that's a wonderful thing. So between research, coaching, athlete development, and clinical work, complex situations and shifting evidences are part of your job. So how do you approach? How do you make tough calls? Because you get to see a lot of shifting evidences kind of a thing or complex situations. So taking that tough calls is also very important. You need to know how to do justice as a judge. You need to know, I mean, whom to select or whom not to select, so on and so forth, right? So many tough calls you need to make. So where exactly and how exactly do you perform in this context?
Uh, to be very honest, what exactly you termed as tough calls is not exactly tough. I will explain because it's very simple for me because there is a structure, mental mapping. If you're honest, it's very easy to take decision. The only complexity develops when you're not, you are biased to something. If I know that someone is scoring 65 and someone is scoring 35, so is it that tough to take a decision that a person scoring 65 is worthy of getting a place in the side? I don't think that's tough. It's very easy till you are honest, till you have integrity, and you are absolutely passionate about that particular discipline or in general the sports, and you are honest to your job. So how does it matter that is it a complex situation? No. Yeah, few things that we have to um, make sure this talent identification program, scouting, and it's not about judgment based on one particular day or one particular event. The main problem in Indian system. So in case of maybe under 13 uh, football selection. So we have an open trial. Suppose it's hypothetical, let's say. So we have an open trial like a top club, like I don't want to mention the names, and big clubs of Kolkata and even big clubs of India also. So there should be a selection process, which I believe, but that's lacking in Indian football. Why? Getting under 13 team, you just give a creative in the social media or through word of mouth or whatever. You are engaging more than 500, 600, even that comes to 4, 5,000 kids. They're mad about playing um, in the under 13, under 15 teams, like big teams like Mohun Bagan is mentioned the name. Yeah, Mohun Bagan is Bengal Mohun Sporting Club and different clubs like different clubs in Bangalore FC and etc. What if, I mean, it's just a matter of 10 minutes and 5 minutes or maximum 15 minutes. How can you judge a player? How can you judge 500 kids or 1,000 kids? That's the main concern area for me. The scouting process is actually a process. It's not a scouting day. It should be a process. So if it should be it should be like a filtration. So again, you just mentioned about a complex situation. This is a complex situation, not for me, because I being the match commissioner or administrative head, it's very simple for me. But these situations, yeah, uh, the coaches need to be handling in a very different way, unbiased way, and and as a federation, state federation, or a club federation, or a club administrators, we need to figure it out that you have to, uh, what should I say? You have to have some time before a tournament. Suppose in 20th October, All India Football Federation just floats that All India Football Federation floats that under 13 or under 15 tournament will be take on the will be commencing from. So all the clubs are mad about getting the best players. They travel to Northeast because we know that that's the hub of Indian football, especially in the grassroots. So all the clubs rush into the Northeast area. But what's the point? Your academy or your club needs to produce players. You don't have to hire and scout players from the rest of India. You should have a structure where uh, you nourish players. Suppose in Bengal, unfortunately, East Bengal and Mohun Bagan and Mohammedan Sporting Club, these are the three giants. They don't have a residential academy. That's a shocking. You are winning the ISL. ISL, obviously, I'm sure you know that's the top tier league of under AIFF. You're winning back to back, like Mohun Bagan Super Giants winning ISL, and I think two times. I may be wrong, two or three times. Yeah, two times to show. Then East Bengal winning this time. So if they are not taking responsibility to develop the youth residential academy, then how can we say that yeah, we are doing on the right path? We are going on the right path. That's absolutely nothing. It's about one tournament oriented or one tournament centric federation, one tournament centric club. So that's the complex situation. But it's not about me taking decisions. Yeah, whatever I do, I have my limitations. I yeah, honestly, I take the decisions, yes, but in a broader sense, everyone has to chip in to develop a sporting nations rather than here I'm talking about football. Every time, every 4 years, we keep on blaming Indian football. Is playing good, Argentina, Spain, Portugal, and all France. But but the only problem is that uh, during these 4 years, we are not we are not sincere enough to question that why these big clubs in Kolkata or in West Bengal is unable to set up a residential academy. Hats off to Bangalore FC. They have done. They have a brilliant grassroots system, right from under six till elite. And unfortunately, Jamshedpur FC was one of the, I mean, Tata's great. Um, and they have produced a lot of players, India players in football, but now they are not playing in ISL. They will focus on grassroots development and youth development. That should be. If you have a budget problem, then why will you invest crores in bringing foreign players and foreign coaches in the elite or ISL? Uh, it's absolutely makes no sense. Rather, you invest in grassroots and youth. If the same coach just trains the under 15 and under 17 Indian players, you will see India playing in the World Cup in the next 10 years. Or, I mean, let's say 12 years or 15 years. But the way we are moving, we cannot play in the next 50 years because we are exhausting all our money, all our resources to ISL. That's a franchisee league. So anyway, that's a different perspective. I've just deviated from your main question. But what I actually wanted to say is the situation of sports in India is complex. Yes, uh, as an individual, I try to sort it, mm, and overcome the situation, the immediate situation, and that's not complex. The administrative part and the entire system is a complex, yes. But if we deal gradually, I mean, from event to event, that's if you're honest to your work, then I don't think it's complex.
That's wonderful. You have mentioned something very connecting. You mentioned that if it's truthful, then the job of making the tough calls is much easier. So that's very connecting. So overall, what legacy do you hope to leave in sports and physical sciences? And how would you like your work to inspire the researchers, practitioners, coaches, and healthcare professionals who follow?
I have been working for the past 12 years uh, in a different version of football. That's futsal. So futsal is a five-a-side game. This is under FIFA. This is under AFC. AFC means Asian Football as well, and All India Football Federation. So futsal is a fast-paced game. It's a small-sided game. It's perfect. It's basically T20 version of football. 20 minutes per half, and the more ball touch, the agility, the speed, everything, the skill development part of football starts with futsal. Like again, I have to again give some uh, examples. Like everyone keeps on speaking about the lack of infrastructure in India, sports infrastructure. I mean, especially football infrastructure in India. But I beg to differ a bit. I mean, uh, do you know how many times Brazil won the World Cup, Football World Cup? Five times. Argentina, three times. So, so what infrastructure Brazil and Argentina really have? They literally uh, grows up from playing street football. Don't we have streets? We do. It's about, again, coming back to, I think, your second or third question, psychological part. Again, that's in your head. Brazilians, right? Ronaldinho starts from Pele, the legend Pele to Ronaldinho. They all play street football. That's futsal. And they learned how to convert their skill, their strong point into 11-a-side game in the later half of their career. They played futsal from the age of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then they shifted towards futsal and football both under 15, then moves straight to the 11 side. So by this time, they had a very strong foundation of football through futsal. So I made a documentary educating, mentioning about a legacy. I'm not sure about a legacy or something, but yes, I have um, doing sort of thing to create a futsal ecosystem um, within the grassroots, the schools. Again, I have converted a 40 minutes physical education class to a structured futsal, because futsal is 10 minutes per half. I just customize a bit. Um, the national and international means 20-20, like 20 minutes per half. But for the young kids, you don't have to play 20 minutes or 40 minutes. Just converted that physical education class into a small sided game. And not again, I've implemented a tournament that's a Blue Cups by All India Football Federation. So I've structured the Blue Cups into the school system. What's happening? Number one, they have a structured physical education class. because most of the school doesn't, I mean, sorry, but we don't have a structured physical education class. We don't, yes, we are prepared as a science teacher. I mean, as a maths teacher, as an English teacher, yes, tomorrow uh, I will be teaching my class or section, maybe Hamlet in English literature, class 9, I'm talking about. But do we have a structure, I mean, for the physical education? That yes, we have a training session that a physical education can, a teacher can give me right now, that yes, I have a plan for my kids for the next 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and a year. I don't think many schools. So, so we are not taking sports. We means parents, we means teachers, we mean schools. So collectively, we segregate sports as a subject. So that's the main problem. We are only awake at the time of Olympics, Asian Games, Cricket World Cup, Football World Cup. That's it. Maybe Hockey World Cup. Yeah. So we need to restructure as a guard, as a parent. We need to restructure as an educational institution, because I will shortly meet uh, the sports minister, newly elected sports minister of West Bengal, because everyone is meeting the sports minister. I will meet the education minister first, because if education and sports combine, that's the real sports nation. We will be then developing a sports nation. You talk about Spain, you talk about Germany, you talk about Australia. You have a fantastic universities, schools, and everything. And sports management, everything related to sports. Education and sports combined, and the rest is history. We know the Australian legacy. They have created the cricket and the football and different sports. So it's very easier to say we are lacking infrastructure. No, we are not lacking infrastructure. We are lacking intent. We are lacking vision, and severely lacking uh, the mental setup that sports is a part of an education subject. So why are we giving a kid when he's class 9 and class 10, we are segregating him? Beta, are you going to play or just stop playing for a year or so because you have ICSE, CBSE, or state board? Why? I mean, if he gets into the mathematics class daily, or if he learns literature or geography, history, he also needs to learn the sports, because that should be an integral part of his system. So that's it. That's what I am trying to develop, and creating a ecosystem means a lot of obstacles. Yes. Uh, but again, I've shifted from cricket to football and futsal. That shows that I want to create something unique, because cricket is here in India and football is here. I mean, lot lower, but I would be out of frame, so I'm just placing this. So I I chose this because I want to create something, because cricket is stagnant in India. It's a process. I mean, obviously, we all know the Cricket Association of Bengal knows what to do, but unfortunately, Indian Football Association or the state association doesn't know uh, what next. They're somehow going to Reliance, getting some money, exhausting some money in the top tier tournaments like I League. And when it comes to youth development and futsal, the budget is zero. It should be other way around. You give at least 50% of your budget to grassroots and youth. Till under 17, you spend huge amount. Then comes under 20, under 19 or under 20, whatever. That depends upon the respective associations. Maybe under 20. 20% for that. And for the seniors, keep the rest. Because the seniors are not the future of Indian football. I mean, not only, sorry, I don't want to demean the seniors, but if after investing crores and crores, if our FIFA ranking is 135, 140, 145, then I'm sorry, you're not doing great for Indian football. You are hurting our sentiments. So no point investing time. Absolutely no point investing time and wasting money. India will be playing Brazil in 3rd of October. If I would have been the uh, structure in the committee, I would never allow that. I would play Brazil under 17 versus India under 17. Let the youth see the difference. So what's the point? Yeah, we'll get more sponsors. The TV rights will be definitely on the higher side because who will want to see under 17 kids? But that's the difference. You have to sacrifice your commercials for the next 7, 8 years. Then these under 17 kids will fetch that commercial that you cannot even imagine. What exactly Sachin Tendulkar did for BCCI. I don't see Indian football growing because there is no Jagmohan Dalmia in Indian football. Because I'm not sure whether you know about Mr. Jagmohan Dalmia, late Mr. Jagmohan Dalmia. He was the BCCI president and he was the ICC president. ICC means International Cricket Council president. In 1996, India hosted the World Cup. But the entire from 1991 or 1992 to 1998, there was one poster boy in Indian cricket. That's Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin Tendulkar alone has not transformed Indian cricket. Jagmohan Dalmia ji and Mr. Sachin Tendulkar collectively did that. How? As an athlete, you can play, you can perform. As an administrator, you can convert that into the next level. You can earn revenue for the youth development, infrastructure. Why there is no infrastructure? The government is giving a lot of money. You're taking money from Reliance. You have structured uh, stadiums like Mohun Bagan East Bengal and Mohan Sporting. These clubs, they have their own stadium. So if the clubs have their own stadium, so what restricts them to invest in development? So anyway, coming back to cricket, just let me finish it off. Mm, Jagmohan Dalmia, sorry, cracked a deal uh, with Pepsi and the other sponsors to pump in money. And then the BCCI is now the richest board in the world. So why? This is a process. But the process started in 1990s. We all started complaining. Like one of my friends in the shooter, he's an Olympian. He keeps on posting in social media about stop playing cricket, stop investing in cricket, invest in other sports. Why? Because BCCI is an autonomous body. They're paying their players. The other associations are not even paying the players uh, correctly. Even we, the match officials, there's a huge difference between a match referee and a match commissioner. Although we share a same status. The match referee under BCCI is paid, I think, 150 times more than what we get paid. Because I'm also the match commissioner and the match observer of CAB. When I walk in CAB, I feel like something. And when I go to the Indian Football Association, apart from the legacy of the association, if you see the building in infrastructure and office, It's a shameful thing as a football lover. Why? Why an association cannot have a proper infrastructure, a proper office? So there are a lot of different uh, differences of opinion. Yes, because I'm trying to change something. I'm just running from pillar to post and coming back to my individual effort. Yes, I want to create a legacy. Not legacy is not the right term. It's very embarrassing for me. But yes, I want to be a small part of this Indian football fraternity so that everyone can recognize, yes, Aparup did something uh, for the school development, under 13, under 15 development. I'm not concerned and bothered about the seniors because there are a lot more people over there who are looking after. If you call looking after, yes. And but I want to devote my life into youth development structure.
It's wonderful. I mean, very meaningful and impactful thing that you're planning to leave your legacy on. Mm. Thank you so much for giving your valuable insights. It was lovely knowing lot of things from you and lot of information you have given us, which is very thought provoking. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Suchitra, and thanks for giving this platform. And I'm sure we'll definitely discuss in the further and future with some different topics. But you're promoting sports. That's a wonderful initiative, and thanks a lot for giving me this platform to speak.
Thank you so much. Yeah.